You had the great idea today of, hey, Dad, let's do a podcast. And we said, done. So this was hours ago, not that very long ago. He was sitting in his car. My wife and I were sitting in my car, and he had a question. He just kind of came into it, like, I had this situation. How do I solve it? And we just went back and forth. It was a beautiful moment. It was really cool. I gave him the solution, walked him through it. Like, this is how you do it. And this is all inner work. This is all inner work that he's just been doing now for about a week almost, right? Like 5-6 days.
About a week, yeah. A week and a couple days,
And
one day maybe.
And he had that aha moment of like, you're right, that's what I needed to learn. And that's when his eyes lit up and said, we need to start a podcast. So in order to formalize it and make it really nice and have the quality and all that good stuff, you gotta have step one, which is what we're doing right now. Just turning on the camera, going for it, and here we are. So later on as we go, we'll probably have more. So we're talking about real fast. What was the question that was in?
Yeah, I think that's also a good point. I think the reason why it was a collaborative idea. From my perspective, I think this would be a good opportunity for kids in the sense of actual kids, teenagers, young adults, preteens, whatever, to see if they don't have a parent, if they don't have a dad as supportive as you are, as me, the questions that they are asking, like I would ask, like, oh, how does this work? What does this happen? Why does this happen to me? Etc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you that question because maybe they don't have somebody to ask that question.
Gotcha.
So I want them to see, oh, this is what my dad would respond. This is what you would want your dad to respond hypothetically, you know? So hopefully this kind of inspires the dad that's watching this. If their son asks them this question or vice versa, if the dad asks their son this question,
Got it.
You can see my point of view because I'm 22. How old are you?
50. I'm a new 50.
50. So I guess this is kind of a point of view for both perspectives, so both sides can learn, and we're very comfortable with each other. He knows everything, I know everything when it comes to our lives, so there's nothing really too personal here, so we hope we could eventually connect with you guys, and if you guys have any questions, obviously ask them and we'll answer them.
All right.
But go ahead.
No, that was good. I think that's gonna be it. You could be the voice of the younger group, at whatever age, and I could be the voice of the older group in either answering or even giving a suggestion like, hey, you're a dad out there and you don't know how to answer. I can kind of be that part. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
said.
Perfect. That's perfect.
I just started doing this, so you're gonna hear a lot of uhs, ands, but we'll get there. We'll get through it.
This is cool. Okay, so what did we say we were going to talk about today? It's like, why did you start?
I recently made a life change. I was living a really miserable, depressing, shitty life. Can you curse on your channel?
Yeah.
I was having a shitty life.
Express yourself.
And I was waking up every day super late. I had no schedule, no plans, no purpose with my life. I was living life on repeat like a broken record. I would play video games all day, every day. I would smoke a lot. I would just have horrible habits with myself. And I would try changing. There'd be phases of me where I would pick up a book, watch a couple motivational videos, and I'd be like, oh, this is cool. And then I'd fall right back to where I was. So I was tired of that process always happening, and I came to a point where I was tired of it, and I was like, okay, I need to break this habit. My mom's right there. But I came to a point where I need to break this habit. I was tired of it, and I didn't want to keep regressing as I was in the past. And luckily enough, I have somebody that is living proof of where I want to be at. He was a fat ass at one point, and I was a fat ass. I still am, but the crazy thing is I'm working at it, so I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of myself. So he's living proof on anything's possible if you really put your mind to it and you build that callus in your brain. And we're going to pretty much explain how he's training me mentally and physically to build discipline in that callus in my mind to get rid of that old self for good.
So really what you did, when you came at me and you were like, hey, there was that one like 4 or 5, 6 days ago or something like that.
Yeah.
When I walked into my bedroom, you were talking there to Mom, and you just said like, hey, I want to get on your program. I'm done. And you were just tired? Is that what it was? What you just said earlier? You were just tired? You were done?
I was tired of it. It was to a point where it was like I was living literally the same life. I was waking up at 10. I'm like, I know I shouldn't be waking up at 10. I've been I've been distracting myself to finally come face to face with my problems, and I decided, okay, let's see what's the worst. Let's see how painful it is when I come face to face with it. Let me just go to my dad and say, hey, like, I'm vulnerable. I'm giving my past self up. Help me out here. And a lot of people, they're scared to ask for help because they don't want to change. And that's where I came to you, because I was ready.
And then I was just waiting. I mean, really, where you were at is just you were in your hero's journey, and you. I think this is just from my point of view and my mindset, was you had to go through that. And when parents get in the way, and I didn't want to get in the way, I got out of the way, and you got to do like anything and everything with like not. Anytime I would feel that I would try to stop, or I see any parents trying to intervene and stop and try to have your kid walk that straight line, what happens is that they don't get to experience all that they need to experience. That's that hero's journey. That's that one story where that there's two sons, and then there's the dad, and then the son says, hey, give me my inheritance and give me what belongs to me, I'm gone. And that guy leaves and has his hero's journey, and then the other son stayed at the house with the dad, and he worked, and he grinded at the farm, and then did all the stuff, all the hard work. And then all of a sudden there's this son, he's coming back on the horizon, and he shows up, and he's like, hey, I'm broke, I don't got anything, I partied it all out, I spent everything, I don't have anything. And what did the dad do? The dad in the story says, get a party ready, we're gonna party, because he was lost and now he's found, he's back. He went through his hero's journey, got back. Nowhere there's a story said the dad tried to convince him, the dad tried to this, the dad tried to that. And that's the concept that I learned once, and I was like, okay, that's what we need to do when these like youngsters are trying to be themselves. It's like, go let them be themselves. Of course, make suggestions every now and then, like, hey, that's not good for you, but you gotta go, that's what weathers you, that's what gets you. Eventually you get tired of eating hamburgers and pizza every day. As cool and as like great as it seems, it gets to a point. The other part of it, though, that's really important is that the dad needs to be an example. An example
Can I chip in here real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, jump in.
And as a dad, as a father, seeing your child like that, should a dad, if he sees his son going out partying every day, living this lifestyle that that's not him, do you think it's right for the dad to intervene and be like, hey, you need to stop this? Or do you think you should let your kid go through it? Like, why, if there's a dad out there that notices his kid is going through that, should he do something about it? Should he get him in trouble? Should he get mad at him about it? Or should he feel bad for him? What should he do if he wants to help him?
Continue to work on himself. Be that. Fix everything you possibly can about yourself as a dad.
And how would that help the kid if you're working on yourself?
Because you're being an example, and he's watching even though you don't think he's watching. And eventually when he gets to that point of, I'm tired of this ain't fun no more, he's not gonna go, where is he going to go for that help? For that dude that's been working on himself, doing all the things he doesn't want to do. This came from the concept of you hear it all the time when kids are growing up. I tell my kids they better do their homework. It's like, okay, you're telling them to do their homework, but you're not doing the gym work. You're not doing the diet work. You're just going to work. So be the example. He doesn't want to do what he has to do, which is the homework, for example. He doesn't want to do it, and you're telling him to do it. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to diet. You don't want to stop your bad habits. Why should he? If you were to be the example, one, you'd have a better mindset to be like, okay, why don't you? Okay, well, then let's just let's take the first step. Just like you took the first step as the dad and saying, I'm gonna take the first step and start eating a little bit better. I'm gonna take the first step and start doing push-ups before I go to bed and when I wake up. That's the example, and it comes down to an energy level where you understand your kid more and says, okay, you don't like this as much as I don't like exercising, as much as I don't like dieting, as much as I don't like turning away from my bad habits. A bad habit could just be, I'm always in a bad mood. You turn away from all that, now you can understand the youngster. Okay, he doesn't want to do it as much as I didn't want to do this, but look at I did it. And now you can talk out of experience. Like, I know you don't like to do it, but we have to get it done. I don't like exercising, but I do it. I don't like tracking my food, but I do it. So that gives that inspiration to the youngster when he's ready. And at one point, when they're young, minors, like yeah, it's the law of the land. You have to do it, but let's get you to take step one. Okay, maybe like, here, do your homework, and the kid could be overwhelmed. Like, all 10? I tell you what, let's sit together. Let's do number one. So in this case, it's the same thing. If the kid's a little bit older, you're the example. You're the example. As the parent, I felt that I needed to just continue to do me. As long as you're not at a point where the kid's hurting himself, the youngsters. And when I mean kid, I mean like little kid. I mean like an adult kid. If he's not hurting himself and he's not hurting others, just let him go through that hero's journey. Let him do that thing. And suggest that if it gets to a point like, hey, you're hurting yourself. I didn't have to go through that, but when
it comes, I guess like I don't know if you could say this on YouTube. Sorry, like abuse when it comes to substance abuse to where it's extreme, and I think he's talking about that, and along with some serious mental problems and self-harm. I think that's where he's coming with there's issues when you get to that part, But I wasn't at that part. God, thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, it was within range, and as a parent, you're watching, but I wasn't nagging at you. I wasn't just like getting up late, but like, and I know this is gonna get old, because I know eating burgers every day gets old. Why? Because that was me in my journey, and I did it once when I was a kid. It's like, I have a chance to eat whatever I want. I'm eating hamburgers every day. By day 4, I was like sick and tired of hamburgers. So I was like, he's eventually gonna get tired.
Exactly. And then, I guess for the young kids, when we say kids, just think of me. But for the kids out there that their dad's working all the time, sure, he may be a great influence on them. But how can how can they start if their dad's never home? And it's not their fault. It's just they're taken away by work, business trips, family obligations, and there's just no time the dad can be an example fully for the kid. And the kid's ready to change, and he wants to change, but the dad's not home. Fortunately enough, I had you here. What could they do if their dad's not there or their mom's not there?
But it's your peer group. Whoever you hang out with is who you're going to be like. If your peer group is either going to mess you up or they're going to bring you up. And if you don't like, and the question that you asked, the example that you gave, you got to find people. You got the internet in your pocket.
So
now.
find like a mentor.
Find somebody online that you rock with. Like maybe in this case, it could be Cam. It could be me, where you're like, ask questions in the comments, hit in the DMs. A lot of people are accessible, and that could be your new guide. That could be your new change. Because even it could be to the point where the kid is the change. The kid is the example to the parent. I've seen it happen firsthand. Like, oh, you're eating that way and you feel better. Well, what should I do? I'm glad you asked. And you should start your day and lead it with protein, and then follow everything else. Maybe just carbs and fats as your lead is not doing you very well, and they'll start doing it like, oh my gosh, I feel young. I feel so much more young. I feel good again. That's the kid influencing the parent. I've seen it happen firsthand. So the kid could also be the influence to the parent.
Cool. So that's really well said. So, boom, we get to that part, and where can somebody start? Something super simple. How would they start if they were like, okay, like I give myself up to you? What can the dad say to the kid, or what can you tell to the kid that's watching?
Exactly what we did with you. When you were ready, what did you do? The first thing that we did that night, I was like, okay, well, there's a few things that we have to put in place, but from today,
I remember what he told me is make a schedule for yourself. Something you don't want to do, that's what you have to do. Wake up at a time that's super uncomfortable. Like I said, I was waking up at 10 o'clock, sometimes 11. What's the time that I don't want to wake up, but I should wake up? I said 6 o'clock. So the next following morning, I woke up at 6 o'clock out of bed, and he gave me a routine to do, like a routine. When you wake up, do 10 push-ups, be grateful to God or whoever you believe in, and just give thanks. And you're already beating the majority of the people on this earth by doing that. And that already is a big change from where you were in the past. So you don't have to go to the gym at 6 a.m. chugging pre-workout, listening to motivational stuff. It's something as simple as that, where you're breaking an old habit that you've been living for the past however many years. So just starting that was awesome. And then I also was on a diet. I was eating whatever I wanted, and doing whatever I wanted. So my dad put me on a diet, and I agreed to it. I don't have to do anything he says. I chose to listen. So that's another thing. Don't feel forced to do anything. If your dad's telling you something or somebody's telling you something, don't feel forced to do it, because at the end of the day, it's your decision if you're willing to change. Anyways, I started counting my macros. Strict only chicken and rice and veggies. I've only been eating that, and I've noticed change tremendously within a week. I think I noticed weight loss already within the 3 days, right? It was like 3 days I already lost like 5+ pounds, but it's not like, oh my God, that's concerning. It was like, wow, like I'm doing this right. My body felt detoxed. I felt a lot happier. Within the first day, I already felt really proud of myself, because this is a whole new life I'm beginning. And I guess if you guys have the question of how do you stay motivated when times get tough, of, oh my God, like I want to go get this Caniac combo, or I want to go do this, I want to go slam these beers down, I want to go do this. What usually helps me is I think of my past. I think of how my parents viewed me when I was in my room all day. I think about how my friends treated me when I was in that lying state of mind person. I think about how terrible my relationships were with my loved ones. And then I look at Cane's and I'm like, do I really want it that bad? Like, no, I don't want to go back to that time, because it was such a scary time. And I'm already in this far. Why go back?
And you're only like on day 4, 5, right? 4, 5, 6.
I think I hit a week already.
Yeah, it was from Wednesday to Wednesday, and it's already Friday, so it's actually been more than a week. And yeah, it doesn't take much. If you're at that point where you're just like, okay, I'm done, maybe that's why you stumbled across this video. And if you do have any questions, that would help our direction on where we can go with this podcast, on what questions we can answer. Right now, it's just kind of an intro. He's on week 1.
Exactly.
He's doing great. He's already seen
Down
the
10
change.
pounds already.
Down 10 pounds.
Like
I know I know I would hear my coaches tell me, he's like, I could see someone and know their potential, but that person needs to want it. And then once they're done messing around, and that's not talking shame on anybody who's still on their hero's journey, it's your hero's journey. You have to go through what you go. That's why there's no shame.
You're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up. I'm sorry to interrupt. You're gonna mess up, but it's how you handle the mess up. You could victimize yourself and be like, fuck, I always mess up, I'm never gonna do this shit, and keep living that lifestyle. Or you can make that switch of, when you're done with your hero's journey, you're gonna know. You're just gonna know, like, damn, like I want to make a change. This is just how you handle the situation.
And then you just apply it and you start going, and once you're done, it's really basic.
Sorry,
it's a perspective. That's why it's all a mindset. It's not a diet, it's building discipline. And before that, it all comes just with the mindset. Because a real basic line that helped me quite a bit is, change the way you look at things, and the things that you look at change. But you can't change the way you look at things till you're ready to start changing the way you look at things. And typically that comes once you're tired of chasing what you thought was the fun. This is where it's at. This is great. Eventually, eating candy for dinner every day eventually will get old. Exactly. And that's why you have to have somewhere to go. Like, okay, well then where should I go? All I know is candy for dinner every day. That's just an example of the hero's journey, which you're going to be your duty and obligation to start elevating and becoming the person that you respect and admire. And you're going to be able to help that person that's below you, who has candy for dinner every day, how it's possible that, hey, it doesn't have to be like this when they're ready.
Go back to that part. You said, become somebody that you most respect and admire. If they ask themselves, like, where do I want to be? Like, what does that mean? Like, explain that to them. Like,
that's one of the things, and then we'll finish it up right there. That's a really good one. Everybody has their own version of them that they respect and admire, and that's what I learned. That's everyone's purpose.
Give an example for yourself. Like, what's the person you most admire compared to where you were before all this stuff?
I'll tell you that day when I looked myself in the mirror, literally, I was ready to take a shower and I was taking off my clothes and stuff, and I looked, and I had learned that from my mentors, like, look yourself in the mirror, and do you admire the person that you see? Like, no.
Like, are you proud of them? Are
you proud of them? You're supposed to respect and admire. Do I respect me? I lied to myself. I would, like, yeah, no, I'm down. I spend a lot of time with my kids. There's always food to eat. I respect my parents, and I love my wife and my daughter and my in-laws. And, like, do you respect and admire? What does admire mean? when you look at someone, when I look at a Ferrari, like that yellow Ferrari I saw the other day, and I said, damn, that's admire. Do I look at myself in the mirror? And then you look at your 5 parts of your life. Health. Do I look at my health and say, how's my health? Well, just shit, because that my cholesterol is high, I have fatty liver, I'm overweight. I look myself in the mirror, just mental health was like, no, because I'm always upset because things don't go my way. I'm sad. Like the sense of like jealousy, angry because I feel like I'm behind. That's all mental health. And it's like, okay, so my health's the shit. Wealth, how's wealth? Am I rich? No. Well, you admire someone who's not? No, I admire someone who's loaded. All right, cool. So health, wealth, love. How about love? Love is another way of saying like confidence in me, because I can't give what I don't have. So if I don't love me, how can I love anybody else or my loved ones? Like, do I admire the level of love I have for myself? Well, no, look at me. I'm sitting there in the mirror going through this list, and I look like a light bulb. Like I'm 180 pounds. I'm 5'6". I should not be weighing that much. I want love, health, wealth, love, spirituality. Oh, I know. I love God. I have a relationship with Him since I was a little kid, and but do you understand how this? Besides just asking, praying and asking, like, am I doing my part? Like, no, I'm just asking all day long, and obviously I'm not making much progress. Mm-hmm. So no, that's all of them were done. Health, wealth, love, spirituality, and generosity. The last one, generosity. I thought that meant just giving money. Mm-hmm. Generosity is the example that I'm being to you, that I'm being to thoughts, that I'm being to people who see me when I walk out. Do I admire me as no, because all the other ones are low. What a bad example of me. I'm telling everybody it's okay to be unhealthy. It's okay to be broke. It's okay to be always low level in confidence and not understanding exactly the rules that govern this universe. So I did not admire myself, nothing.
And if you're a parent of a family of kids, whether they're toddlers, kids, teenagers, whatever, it's your job to switch that immediately, because then it's going to trickle down to your kids. They're going to see, oh, how's dad? We look up to dad. Dad's our hero. If we see dad always pouty, if we see dad always fighting, if we see dad always in a bad mood, you are what you see. You are who you surround yourself with. So especially if it's your family, what do you expect for them to grow up? You can't wish the best for them and give them everything when you're miserable yourself. So very well said. And pretty much just dumbing down what he was saying as well is... Sorry, I got sidetracked there. Ask yourself, the person you most admire, is that somebody who has a six-pack? Is that somebody that goes to the gym every day? Is that somebody who follows their dreams, who wants to be like a streamer, YouTuber, a doctor, a teacher, lawyer, whatever? Whatever that is in your head, ask yourself that question, what you want to be. If you're not doing that currently, you got to work on something. That's pretty much it. It's simple as that.
Are you in the pursuit of what you dream of? Your dream body, your dream finances, your dream health, your dream confidence and discipline, the dream example? You have to be in pursuit of it. And you're not successful when you get there. You're successful when you start working on it. You still got a way to go. You're already successful. Mm-hmm. I still got a long way to go, but I'm already successful because you're in the pursuit of what you're trying to achieve. And that's when you turn it on. So to follow up with that question is like, what is it to admire yourself? To look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a badass, and I respect myself because I'm trying. Mm-hmm. Even if you just started an hour ago and you made the decision to like, no, I'm gonna start working on myself. And that's what we'll talk about in this, next time we get together and we talk about it and where to start. Mm-hmm. But that would be the step to go look at yourself in the mirror. Like, do you respect and admire yourself? Look at yourself as a badass. Exactly. And you sit there and you take off your shirt and you're about to jump in the shower. It's like, am I a badass? Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, once you start, you probably feel like that already. Because once you start, I just started 7 days ago. You already feel like a badass. Like, I've said no to the sleeping. I've said no to the food. I've said no to the things that go pleasure chase. I said no to not denying exercising twice a day and doing the cardio in the middle of the day. I've done them all. You cannot help but to feel good about yourself. And that feel good is the respect and admiration that you have for yourself. Do you respect and admire yourself? Yes. Then that means you're living on purpose. Living on purpose is one of the most dopest feelings that I've ever felt. And you start stringing those days together. You had no days. Then you had one day. Then you had 2, 3, 4. Now you're on day like 10. You radiate great. You don't have to tell me you feel great, because you walk in the room and I was like, oh, this guy feels great. Automatically, you could tell. The moment he opens the door, when you open the door today to your room and you walked out, I was like, I don't have to ask you how you are.
Yeah.
Just like 2 months ago, you'd walk out of your room at 10, 11 in the morning. I didn't have to ask you how you felt, because I knew you felt like shit, but you would never admit it.
Exactly.
That's what it is to live on purpose. That's where it is to start. That's what it is to look yourself in the mirror, and like, you have to respect and admire yourself, because you're in the pursuit of becoming that better every hour, becoming that better every day. Does that answer your question?
Perfect. Very well said.
We'll wrap it up right there for this one.
I think, and never discredit yourself, whether it's day 1, day 2, day 3. If you only lost 2 pounds that week, 3 pounds, that's better than gaining or maintaining. So be proud of yourself, never discredit yourself, and that's pretty much it. Love yourself and start today.
That's it. All right, that was Kemi. That's the first episode. We no planning, no nothing. We
No
just,
script. This is
no,
off the
this
dome.
is off the dome. We didn't even know what we're talking about. If you like it, if you dig it, let me know in the comments. If you like it, hit the like. And if you have any questions, drop the questions. We can talk about it. We'll start putting together these questions that we could talk about. We'll see how often we do them. Maybe if it just takes off, it'll be its own channel. We'll make it in a different channel, and we'll do something there where all you see is our longer format there, and we'll build from it. It would be so cool. Let us know if it's something that you want us to continue. He's my son. He's my youngest. He's Cam. He's 22. My name is Albert, the head of the pack, and I just turned 50 like a month ago. What an opportunity. What a great day to start something like this in this chapter of our life. So
Exactly.
there it is. Let me know what you guys think about it. Get at you on the next one.